back to his clown's garage. Welcome back, guys, to his clown's garage. We have the turbo Trans Am back here, and we're doing a fuel injector upgrade. Now, this video can be used as a general video on how to swap or replace fuel injectors. So let me show you what we're going to put in. So this is what we're putting in from turbotweak. These are the fuel injectors we're putting in. These are 42-pound injectors. If you put bigger injectors in, you should also change the chip or tune it again. In this case, turbotweak sells the chip for this combination as well. So let's begin. Okay, we're taking the battery terminal off here, the positive side. Put that to the side. I also want to mention this is the same for a Grand National, because it's a Grand National engine. So let's continue. Alright, so we took all these tubes out over here only because we changed the thermostat. They're not in the way, but we're just going to leave them out of the way for now. First thing we're going to do is take the coil pack off. And there's two 15mm nuts over here. There's one over here on this bracket. And there's one over here on this side. Now there's a 10mm bolt behind the coil pack over there. I'm going to go ahead and get that out. To get to that 10mm bolt back there, take this spark plug wire off, put that to the side, and it's directly underneath that. It's right there. Now be careful not to drop this. And that's it right there. Pop these front wires off. Put those to the side. Now the connector for the coil pack, that's a 1/4 inch. I'm going to take that off. And now this should pop right off, just like that. Alright, now I'm just going to take the remaining two plug wires off and just yank this thing out, just like that. Now pop the TV cable off. You just pull this forward and it slips right out. Okay, now this clip over here for the throttle, you push it up and back it out, just like that, and it hits you in the face. That's what it looks like. Same thing with this one. You push the clip up and back it out, just like that. Now you can just pop the throttle cable off, and the cruise control cable pop right off too. It's a 1/2 inch nut here holding this bracket down. Take that off. While we're here, let's take this vacuum booster hose off and put this to the side. Now these are two 8mm bolts here. Take those off. And the last one in the back. Now I'm going to zip tie this back here to the windshield washer motor. Keep it out of the way. Take the EGR cap off, it just pops off. Alright, now we're going to release the pressure in the fuel rail. There's different ways of doing this. You could also take the fuel pump fuse out of the fuse box and run the car until it dies. Or you can also empty it out of the Schrader valve. This car doesn't have a Schrader valve because we put a gauge in here. So we're just going to crack this open here. We have rag underneath to catch all the gas. Okay, I decided to put a crow foot on there because the line wrench, I couldn't get enough leverage on it. So let's see what I can do now. Ah, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Now there's a 10 millimeter bolt and 10 millimeter nut over here with this clamp that's clamping these two metal pipes here. Now the reason I loosen this clamp is because what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this hose from over here. I'm going to do it from here because that's the easiest spot. Okay? If you undo it from underneath here, try to undo it at least, you can't get a flared line wrench on here. It's almost impossible. And you try to get a crowfoot in there, you could probably crack it loose, but the problem is putting that back on like that. So the easiest way to probably do this is disconnect it from here. And it's this one little line here, the steel lines that come up with the fuel rail and the fuel pressure regulator with the fuel rail attached. So that's what I'm doing here. Now I get a 5/8 here on the tube nut and a 3/4 inch here, and just crack that loose, just like that. And I'd rather play around with this here out in the open than underneath that fuel rail. Now this opens up here, that clip. And the next thing you could do here is just take this vacuum hose off the fuel pressure regulator, twist it to break the seal. And once that seal breaks, you could wiggle it up and out. Now take this nut off here, it's a 13 millimeter. Take the PVC hose off from here, leave that there. Pop these two vacuum lines off. Okay, so as you can see here, this actually cracked and broke. So that's what happens when stuff is old, it's brittle. It gets stuck to each other. Try to twist it. Let's take this off here. Maybe we could twist it. Okay, the seal broke. And that one came off. Okay, now for these clips, you push the clip forward and you yank this out. So do that to all the injector clips. Okay, that's a 10 millimeter nut over there. One more thing I want to mention, if these clips don't come out, you could just twist the injectors in place, because sometimes they're underneath the rail, to put them where you can just pop the injector harness off. There's one injector I couldn't take the harness off. That was this one here. This one here I couldn't take it off. So once we pop the rail off, I'm going to take that off. And that's 10 millimeter back there. Back one over here off. This is a 13. Sorry, this one here. It's a 13. And there's a 13 over here too. Okay, now we're ready to pop this off. Wiggle, wiggle. Now, if they give you a little hard time, you can put a 5/8 wrench under here, under the injector, and try to pop it up and out. Seem like they might come out. Okay, these are out. It's got wiggle and jiggle. Okay, so 5/8 wrench trick works. Just gotta go around, pry it gently. There it is. this last one I had a hard time taking off, as you can see. Right here. So, let's see if we can pop this off. Move this forward. And that comes off. Oh, there it is. Okay, so these are held in place by these retainer clips. You just pop them off. Just like that. Then once you do that, you can just wiggle out the injectors. And do that to all 6. Okay, so over here on the seals, on the O-rings, you could put, we're putting a little bit of Vaseline. But you could put engine oil, tranny fluid, a few things here, but we're just going to put Vaseline. And then it's just a matter of popping these in, just like that, and putting the retaining clips back on. Oops. There's a groove on the sides over here where this retaining clip goes in. There you go, and that's how it goes in. So I'll go ahead and put the rest in. And that's the last one. So I'm ready to put this back on. Now I'm just going to vacuum the ports, the injector ports here. Do the same thing on this side. Okay, now I also put Vaseline on the bottom O-rings. And now to put these in. Okay, now everything is positioned where I want it, and just start pushing down. And you can see them dropping the bores. And same thing here. And everything is in. Everything's in. And put these connectors on, push from on top until you hear that click, and all the connectors are on. Okay, so now pretty much it's reversal removal. I showed you everything you need to know. I'm going to bolt down the hard lines, and one thing over here, this we broke it, but this is the PCV side, so I'm just going to stick a little bit of steel wool in here, and then over here plug this up. And we're going to order, because we can't find this block anywhere, and drive it home. Then once we order the block from online, we're probably going to order an aluminum block, put that on, and this should be fine. Now everything's back together. Once everything's back together, we're just going to pressurize it, turn a key to the ignition on, but it won't be on running, just to prime the pump. So go ahead and do that, and we're going to check, before we do that, sorry, we're going to check all the lines that we disconnected, and we're also going to check all the injectors on top and the bottom, make sure nothing's leaking. So, okay, go ahead, prime it. And I see nothing leaking. Do it one more time. Nothing is leaking. You can also put your finger underneath the fittings, check to see if it's wet. It's not. And we're all good. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like me, and share me. See ya.